Okay, so this woman here on Twitter says, I'm suspicious about the idea that there could ever be a good guru. An integral part of guruness seems to be claiming of or a subtle encouragement of the idea that they are in a position of authority, know more than you, have more power than you, which is bad in fields where the subject of the work is your mind. The type of guruness, if you even can call it that feels good to me is one of complete curiosity and awe. What's in your mind? So cool, so interesting. What's over there? It's a learning together, having a friend on a journey with you who relies on you for the answers. There's one more thing I wanted to say about this, because I've responded to this tweets. And I said, there's no problem to knowing more than the student, as the vital part is identification. The guru needs to point out that identification that lies in the shadows.
At the root of it, she's saying you should never accept that anyone knows more than you. So in terms of learning, even in the area of learning anything, not spiritual stuff, that's a very strange idea to have. Of course, some people know more than you. And you're never going to learn if you don't bow down to that. You know, how do you learn how to be a carpenter if you don't become an apprentice to a carpenter? So perhaps the idea is then, well, that's good with carpentry, but not with spiritual stuff. And I think the reason for that is the idea that inside we all know, all the information is within us and everything we need to know. And, you know, in a sense, that's true, right? That is true. And that's the end result. But are you in touch with that? Or are you lost? Are you if you're in touch with that, no problem. You don't need anyone to tell you. But if you're not, you have to see life as it is and admit, I'm lost, or I don't understand this, or I don't know how this works. If there's somebody out there who does, it would be pretty stupid to turn away from that, from the idea that, oh, I don't need anyone because it's all inside me. Now, some of this comes from something we talked about just now in another video, which is that, you know, the guru thing happened in the 60s, 70s, and then 80s. And there was an incredible opening in the group personality to Eastern thought, Eastern philosophy and religion. And a lot of people went over there and joined with gurus. And there was a lot of good stuff. There was a lot of openness and surrender. And then there was the shadow arose from some of those people, some of those teachers and gurus, and a lot of people got disillusioned. They were abused. They ended up in cults. Not everyone, but a lot of people did. And I think in the group personality, there is a collective caution now about opening to someone. And I think that's what this message is pointing to and coming from, really. And that caution is correct, because it is dangerous out there and there are people who you shouldn't open to. But, and as I always say, that does, if you is throwing the baby out with the bathwater, if you then say all teachers are bullshit or no teachers will ever help you, the whole guru thing is wrong, then that's a different step that I don't think is helpful in the end. Yeah, it's the ability to discern. If there is someone around in your life that you have access to that can help you find this, to miss it out because of that caution, that kind of short-sightedness would be not very intelligent, I would say. Because the end thing is like, well, what's the goal? We're talking about goals. If the goal is to find this, you do whatever you can to find this. So I kind of understand where she's coming from, and I do think there's some truth in it, but I also feel there's a danger for a blind spot within that attitude.
But this is a challenge that even people that are already in your inquiry group face, because even though you're now accepting the teaching or accepting somebody to lead you a little bit or a lot, then still there's something so strongly built in, like a defense mechanism, even a physical defense mechanism around the heart, for example.
Yes.
That doesn't really allow you to open up, even if you wanted to. So this is
I agree. Yeah, and this is how this works. You know, there's levels of engagement, and there could be maybe a quite comfortable level where you've heard the concepts and you like them and they seem to fit with you and you aspire to them maybe. But then along comes something in your life which really challenges you, and these are the moments which test how far you want to go with this.
Yeah.
And so it tests whether you're going to stay on that kind of maybe slightly comfortable level, or because if you really take on what the message is that I'm sharing here, it goes all the way, and it goes to the dissolution of the personality, and it goes to waking up. So it means any barrier, all those barriers have to come down. They do.
Yeah.
And there is this very subtle pull not for that not to happen, to stay in a kind of safe space. Yeah, it's almost like you get to a point maybe where you realize, oh shit, this is serious. You know, it's not just in the head up. It's not just up here. It's just it's not just concepts. It's I don't know how to put it. It's everything.
Yeah.
I think it's very easy to engage with someone like me, and it's kept on a certain level.
Of course.
I think a lot of people come to groups, and from my observation with people who wanted to join, and it's like a sort of social club. They like kicking around these non-duality ideas, and they just want to, oh, did you hear what he said? Ajay Shanti said this, and oh yeah, but you're blah blah blah. And there's this social group around talking about these things. So I think that points exactly to what you're saying, that if you want to just have mental occupation through this, that's not what this is about. But a lot of people do. A lot of personalities, oddly, enjoy that. I'm kind of going against the time in a way, because the current climate is all gurus are bullshit, you don't need them, and I'm sort of returning to the kind of original sacred role of a teacher, that there is a very special thing that can happen, and it's real.
It also goes against the times, because we are in a postmodern era where even truth itself is basically so extremely relative that a lot of people say that there is no truth at all to any of these matters, only your own personal perspective.
Yeah.
So this was a game changer for me when we were talking to you. I think, I'm not sure of off the air or on the air, with Michael, and you said this is truth land. I think we are referencing this idea that there's nobody that has the truth, and nobody has the absolute truth. And I think you made this quote where you said, yeah, this is truth land, like truth totally matters, and this is something where you're taking the, I'm not sure how this is called, the strings of the horse, like you're taking the
reins. Yeah, we call them reins.
Taking the reins of the horse, and doing really different thing that is currently the zeitgeist.
Yeah, I mean, of course, it depends what you mean by truth, you know. And
you have said it in the meeting of philosophy, that it's not about understanding the mystery.
No,
this is not the truth that you're actually.
You saved me having to say that again. Thank you. Yeah.
But you're not saying that there's now here is a solution to the mystery, or there's a solution to the afterlife, or anything like that. There's only the truth of your experience. So this
waking up, that's a vital difference. And I guess some of those Eastern religions are saying, you know, Brahman is the truth and it explains everything and blah blah blah. So I'm not aligning with that at all. You know, the mystery is the mystery and it's impenetrable, and that's how it is. So in that sense, I agree. But in terms of truth, in terms of there is something called waking up, your own personality, and you know, it's almost like that's the entry point, and then you just stand in front of the great mystery and you live it. But there is that truth,